Come here. Get off. Hey, good people. Welcome back to this week's episode of The Turn On. So today, we got a little special treat, a little something different. Regular listeners of the show know that we sometimes do a thing called This Is Your Sex Life, where we talk to folks and dig all up in their business about their sex lives from the beginning to now. And today, we gonna dig in Erica's business. Hey, girl.
Hey, boo.
Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
You got it. Okay. So we gonna jump right to it. When do you first remember masturbating?
I was little. Probably like 5, 6. I was young. This was before we even moved into our, the house I grew up in. And we went to Disney World. My mama bought me back. My mama and daddy bought me one of them big ass, Minnie Mouses. And she was the right size. I just be going at it. Minnie was my girl.
All right. How old were you when you had your first kiss?
With rock biter. Y'all know the story. So I had to be 6th grade. So 11, 12. And the thing is, it was so nasty.
Okay. Wow. I don't think in my mind.
Yeah, it was.
In my mind, I wasn't thinking that.
I was in 6th grade.
I didn't know how old you were. Okay.
My son's in the 6th grade. I don't have a fucking fit. But you know what? I got that kiss and it fucking scared me off because we ain't know what the fuck we was doing. And it was just.
Ugh.
Like one of those lantern fish.
Oh.
So yeah.
Poor thing.
Polo
tank. So how old were you when you first had a sense of your gender identity? When did you first feel like a girl?
I never didn't not, I never didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That I always find that a weird question. Because because I think everyone, no one ever really knows it until it's imposed on them by someone else. And so I think I first realized that. So my older brother, he was just a year older than me. He was gay. He's gay. And so I think
he is, yeah.
Him being my older brother, for so long, it was just normal for me to be a girl. And in my, in my parts, I know I'm getting into sexual identity versus gender. But anyway, just ride with me on this train. Yeah. And so I just kind of always knew that I was a girl and he was a boy, and he was a boy that just happened to like boys, and it didn't become something different until we got older. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, my mom was understanding and not understanding, it wasn't a big deal to her. And so we were exposed to people who weren't born with the infrastructure that they really were. So, that was a long ass way to explain that.
Can you tell us about when you first started experimenting with other people?
I had a family member we used to hump. It was just kind of one of those we ain't know what we was doing. And then, so I was young for that. And then fucking rock biter. I don't know if it was with rock biter or just that same summer, but I think I have my junior high yearbook around here. I'm gonna find it and show you rock biter. Not you, the listeners, just you, Kenrya.
I'm about to say you showed me.
Yeah. I don't know if it was with rock biter or if it was rock biter adjacent. But yeah, we go play in the creek and they had this big flat rock. We just go and hump our little hearts out on this rock with the neighborhood kids. Mm.
Oh my God.
That's what we did.
That's just what y'all did. Okay, so tell us about the first time you had partnered sex.
Y'all niggas know this.
I know, but everybody may not have listened to the episode.
It was the first episode of the entire.
Nope, we talked about
And then I talked about my first time.
Episode. We decided it would be cliche. I know. I thought we decided it would be cliche to talk about our virginity on our first episode.
It was after band camp. We all went over to some dude's house. There was a bunch of little dirty kids there. I was probably like 15. I was a freshman in high school. And it was after, summer band camp. Went to this dude's house. Some little dude like me. I was like, yeah, okay. And we ended up having sex. We had sex on a waterbed, which was horrible for two little dirty kids that didn't know what you needed to do in order to really, you got to have gravity and leverage. And we was just
leverage.
We just flopping around in the bed. And then somebody walked in on us, and I was just kind of and we kept going. It was not an enjoyable experience. I feel like I am sad. Not sad, but I wish that I had my first time having sex would have been with someone that made it good, that I wanted to have sex. For me, it was just more ooh, you here, you got a dick, let's explore type thing.
Which, at 15, that makes sense.
But I think about the young ladies that
don't really
have sex for the first time with the guy that they really like, or they really want to have sex. And it's I need penis in me. That's what I would, if I could redo it, that's how it would have been, as opposed to y'all keep talking about it on these stories, in these songs. So let me figure that out. This is probably a really bad advertisement for Tipper and all that other shit. But okay.
Okay. When did you first have an orgasm?
With a partner. I can't remember. I remember that I had one. Who was I with? We asked this of everyone, and now I'm I can't remember who I was with. But
listen, I'm sitting here.
I definitely think I was still living in St. Louis. So it was either in high school, right before college, or the summer after my freshman year, because after that I wasn't living in St. Louis. And yeah, there was this little dude, and he was, little, just tall, skinny. It probably wasn't even cute. Tall and skinny, and he lived in the attic of his mama house, and we went there, and that nigga blew my back out to the point where I was just Jesus Christ. Yeah, and after my first hit, I kept chasing that high.
Wow. Hey. So what 3 words would you use to describe sex in your teens?
Dry. Literally my pussy was dry. Dry, awkward, and curious.
Okay. What about your 20s?
A little more up-tempo. So let's say you do music, not quite moving fast, but just a little more and more explorative. Explorative? Explorative? Explorative. Okay. Exploratory. Okay, got it. And I was doing it wrong in my 20s. I was like searching for love. Yeah. I was searching for love. And and I think that's why now in my 30s, I'm like, fuck love. What's love got to do with it? Yeah, I think that, what'd you say?
I knew that was coming.
You knew it was coming. I feel like I was doing like sex in my 20s all wrong, you know? I was just scrolling through Instagram and there was this meme. It said, girls be giving their heart to niggas who only ask for pussy. That's what my 20s were. I was, you know, just like, the sex was good, but it was like, I was focused on the wrong things. I should have been focused on just enjoying myself and having a good time and getting to know people. But instead, I was focused on finding a relationship that would lead to marriage and yada, yada, yada. And so I ended up having good sex with some people, but it was just good sex. It wasn't like good relationships or anything like that.
That's interesting. And it's what we're socialized to do, right? Like, we're taught that the only time that you should really be having sex is in the service of well, typically it's phrased as a man, but in service of a partner.
Yeah.
Or to have kids or whatever the fuck else. Never just, hey, this shit is fun.
Yep. But I will say, I had my first threesome in my 20s. First time I had sex with a woman. All of that happened in my 20s. And it was fun. And that's why I say explorative. Because I can't wait to see the transcriber do explorative. I think it was fun because I was like learning and experimenting. But shit got lit in my 30s. Those are my 3 words. You ain't got to ask me. Shit got lit in my 30s.
What made it lit?
So when I was married, we were having sex. But after my divorce, I really started coming into, I was more comfortable in my body. I was more just, you know how when you're in your 20s, you hear women in 30s say, oh, the 30s are the best. And and then the 40s, bitch, y'all ain't gonna be able to say shit to me because I really don't give a fuck. Hashtag guts and butts 2021. That's my summer hashtag. I decided to rebrand my ample shape.
Thick and juicy is now guts and butts.
So, guts and butts 2021. Because I was just trying to be thick. But now I got a little gut, so we're just gonna roll with it. There's a lid for every pot. So in my 30s, I got more confident and not even confident, more comfortable in my skin, comfortable just letting my legs lock like a goat and falling off the deck. It just became, it was a lot. I got quality over quantity in my 30s. And I knew I was honing in on what quality sex was for myself. So she got lit. And I think a lot of it also is just like the rest of my life, like just kind of not even coming into focus. Not saying that I got it together because bitch don't. But, as the rest of my life comes together, sex is just a part of that comes together.
Could you tell us about a sexual experience that you remember fondly?
I'm not going to tell that one because that one's wild. Right after my divorce, I literally went I had a big ass brunch with my girls. And then after that, I got on the train and was like, I'm going to go spend the weekend being a mercenary. Literally like a hired dick assassin. And I spent that weekend with this lovely couple, and we literally drank champagne, listened to music, enjoyed the finest weed, ate, and fucked for literally like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was fucking amazing, gorgeous. It was just like, oh. So yeah, and I think it was I think part of what made it so good was just it was a couple that enjoyed like experimenting and playing, and we had fun and we laughed and we played with toys and we had good conversation and we had good meat, because honey, you mix food with anything and you got me there. So yeah, we were all comfortable with each other and comfortable just having fun.
Yay. So what does your sex life look like now?
Girl, it is very sporadic. I think we kind of talked about this. I took myself off the apps because I got a lot going on. And I got a lot going on. And trying to cultivate a relationship is just like, I do have a partner that's kind of my slow and steady. We just keep at it when I'm ready for some sex or a booty rub, because he know how to rub a booty. Yeah, so I have a partner and we have sex from time to time. It's not like it's anything regular. It's just when we want to have sex, we do. But I think it's just because I'm in grind mode otherwise. Also, all these meds and stuff, like I'm in a chemically induced menopause. And on top of that, taking some new psychiatric meds. And so that has totally fucked with I keep saying my pussy broke. And so I'm in the process of like changing my meds and stuff. Because I used to could look at a mop and be like, God damn, look at that fat ass on that mop. Now, not so much. So I'm also working through like some adjusting my meds, seeing how things work, diet and exercise and all that, to see if that'll bring my pussy back to life.
Lift things up a bit. Yeah. Well, and I mean, that kind of ties into the next question. How many times do you have some type of sexual contact in a week on average?
So I recognize that my pussy's broken, so I make myself masturbate. I masturbate at least once or twice a week, just because I'm like, I keep saying it's like an earring back. I got to use it or it's going to close up. And then also I got all these cool toys. So I definitely have some sort of sexual contact about once or twice a week. And then occasionally, like, I'll, call somebody and be like, hey, what you doing? I'm going to stop by. So, yeah.
Are there certain times that you prefer to stop by? Are you a morning person? You're not, but you've started.
Y'all know I have problems with morning sex, like only because of the logistics of breath, because my breath be spicy in the morning. But if you fall off the bone, baked. If you fall off the bone, tender. So I do like morning sex. I'll take it anytime, to be quite honest. Each time has its own pros and cons. I feel like morning sex is great because it's just like good and gushy. Evening sex is good, but I don't fuck around. Sleep, food, and sex. Erica don't fuck around with it. So when I'm ready to go to bed, we're going to get done. It's going to be quick. I'm going to wash my face, put in my retainer, and I'm going to bed. And then afternoon, that's when, I get to like languish in it and have fun. So, yeah.
Yeah. Right. And that's kind of the next question. Like, how long does it typically last?
Oh, bitch, you ain't gonna stay on top of me fucking for 45 minutes. Like, yeah, like you're not penetrating me for 45 minutes. Get the fuck up. No. But I do enjoy foreplay and all of that. So I would say probably start to finish, probably like 20, 30 minutes. But, and then we might have a couple rounds, like, drink some Kool-Aid, watch an episode of First 48, and then get back at it.
Does this usually happen in the bed, or are you,
honey, I would fuck anywhere. Kind of guy? I would literally fuck anywhere. I mean, now it's usually in the bed or on someone's couch, but I'll fuck anywhere. I mean, that's what God made it for. It's like a stand.
Lord have mercy. What's your favorite part of sex?
Orgasms. Like we read in some book, someone described it as like your body shattering in a million pieces and it coming back together. Was that in a book?
I don't remember.
It sounds too nice for me to have thought it up. So I'm going to say somebody else wrote it. But it feels like your body shatters into a million pieces and you slowly come down. And you're just like, oh, give me a gold glass of red Kool-Aid. Like it's just... I have to say it's the orgasm.
That's the theme here. What's the most frustrating part?
Being a woman and having a pussy. Like, pussies are pockets. Like, they need care and feeding. And I have a temperamental pussy and a temperamental stomach. Back to food. And so, like, all engines gotta be a go. It's like a fucking NASA center in my head. Like, stomach okay? Doo. Pussy feeling good? Doo. All systems a go. Pussies require care and feeding. You don't want to, like BV, STDs, fucking waxing. Like, it's just a lot that goes into it. Mm-hmm. So that's the frustrating part. And more than anything, it's because I make it a point to be with niggas that like don't care. Like, some embarrassing shit has happened to me before in bed. And most of them be like, all right, but it's just, I want to feel comfortable in my body. And so that's what makes it difficult.
Are there things that get in your head that are ever able to keep you from being able to enjoy yourself? Or are you really good at turning those things off?
If I'm not comfortable, like I said, if I'm not comfortable in my skin, and that would be things like, oh my God, my breath is fucking rancid. And I think a lot of that also is I grew up in a very judgy household. And so I feel like I'm not comfortable because I feel like they're judging me, even though they're like, I guess that goes against everything I just said. I mean, most of the guys I am with are like, bitch, I don't fucking care. But in my mind, I'm like, I care. You should care. A bitch breath stink, or I'm gassy than a motherfucker, 'cause yeah. But then I get to a point where I'm like, okay, bitch, you done rolled out the red carpet. Let it go. Mm-hmm. And so I do. Cause like if I'm going to like go through all the shit that it takes to like open up my legs and fuck, this shit gonna be a payoff, right? Like, I'm just not gonna do it for fuck's sake.
I mean, that's literally what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
You said earlier that you try to masturbate once or twice a week. Is Jerome still that nigga, or?
Girl. So, I've been playing with a lot of different toys lately, and all of them require like a charger. Like, you got to charge it like you're charging a phone. So it's usually whatever is charged. My little rubber ducky has been getting like, I masturbated with the other night and scared myself because I'm like, oh, oh shit! I was like, wait. There's somebody. Thankfully, my son went home, but it definitely like surprised me. So yeah, Donald is getting lots of play.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this, but what would you change about your sex life if you could snap your fingers and make it so?
What did you think it would be?
Well, your pussy is acting a monkey right now, so I figured you would just snap your fingers and
But
fix
I was
it.
thinking like I would be hairless. Well, not completely hairless, but like I'd like a shorn puss. I actually am thinking about getting laser. So that, which I actually think I can do. And yeah, having a readout on my pussy, like this is what's wrong, as opposed to having to fucking tinker with it to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, testing all the fucking levers to see which one is the one. Yeah, that's what's up. What is a sex best practice that you want to share with our listeners?
1, pee after sex. I have a little bidet with the I like that. Just that's a good practice. 2, don't let niggas with dirty fingers. Don't let people with dirty fingers in your pussy. Like, tell that nigga to wash his hands.
But I mean, if your fingers is dirty, then your dick probably is too. So yeah. Ew.
And then also, if you're really trying to let a nigga deep throat it, hang off the side of the bed and make that straighten up.
Does it help with the gag reflex?
Mm-hmm. At least for me. But again, I eat everything.
So we normally ask people if they have any must-have tools, but we talk about that on every episode.
What's turning us? Wait.
What's turning us on?
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Would you rather give up partner sex or masturbation?
Masturbation. Because
why?
I'm lazy. I'd rather have somebody else do it. Yeah, I'm a lazy bitch.
What do you hope that people will learn from this walk through your sex life? Like, what's the big takeaway?
That sex is human and can be funny and feel good, and sometimes it's about making mistakes and just learning your way through it.
Word. What's turning you on today?
What is turning me on? I went to the grocery store and found some pumpkin seeds. I've been eating pumpkin seeds like I'm going walking to school every day. So pumpkin seeds are turning me on, and then I have dinner reservations for a really good restaurant tonight. And so again, food, bitch, literally food. So,
and you are fully vaccinated, so you can go safely do that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about the place later because I'm trying to do all my details. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Cool. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of The Turn On. How did that feel?
I feel like y'all heard some of this already, but it felt good.
We do this every week, but yeah, I think it still gives like a little
everyone something in one episode, so you don't have to listen to every episode.
But you should listen to every episode. You should subscribe also, and you should also then go watch them on YouTube so you can see us.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do all those things. Yes. But before you go do that, let us thank you for joining us because we're done with this episode. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Peace out. 2 hoes making a clap.
That's us. This episode was produced by us, Kenrya and Erica, and edited by Ballistic. The theme music is from Brazy. Hit subscribe right now in your favorite podcast app and at youtube.com/The Turn On Podcast so you'll never miss an episode.
Then follow us on Twitter at The Turn On Pod and Instagram at The Turn On Podcast. And you can find links to books, transcripts, guest info, what's turning us on, and other fun stuff at theturnonpodcast.com.
And don't forget to email us at theturnonpodcast@gmail.com with your book recommendations and your pressing sex and related questions.
And you can support the show by leaving us a 5-star review, buying some merch, or becoming a patron of the show. Just head to theturnonpodcast.com to make that happen.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Holla.